Hey, camp friends, we are back here at the 4 o'clock hour. Is
Yeah,
that right?
4
Is that
o'clock.
right? 4 o'clock.
Kids are at home.
3 o'clock Central Time, for those of you all who are 10 o'clock in London. So, you know.
I'm so impressed that you know that.
Yeah.
Hi, Aunt Donna!
Yeah. So, and we're going to sing You Are the Light of the World.
Oh,
Please sing along with
Yes,
us.
sing
I
with
love
us.
this song. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. So shine, shine, shine where you are. You are the light of the world. You are a city on a hill. You are a city on a hill. You are a city on a hill. So shine, shine, shine where you are. You are a city on a hill. You are a candle in the dark. You are a candle in the dark. You are a candle in the dark. So shine, shine, shine where you are. You are a candle in the dark. You are a star in the night. You are a star in the night. You are a star in the night. So shine, shine, shine where you are. You are a star in the night. You are the light of the world. You are a light of the world. You are the light of the world. So shine, shine, shine where you are. You are the light of the world. Awesome. Thank you all for singing along with us. Hey, let's do one more. Let's do Humble Thyself, an Awesome God.
Okay, awesome.
All my favorites.
Yep.
I love them. I'm seeing you, counselors. That's right.
Humble thyself in the sight of the Lord.
Humble thyself in the sight of the
Humble
Lord.
thyself in the sight of the
Humble thyself in the sight of the Lord.
And he
Shall lift you up higher and higher, and He shall lift you up.
Humble thyself in the sight of the
Humble
Lord.
thyself in the sight of the
Humble
Lord.
thyself in the sight of the
Humble
Lord.
thyself in the sight of the Lord.
And he
And He
shall
lift you up higher and higher, and He shall lift you up. Our God is an awesome God. He
Yeah, so it's the 4 o'clock hour, and last hour I gave you a challenge, an extra challenge, friends, to get us over the 100 gift mark. And guess what? 104 gifts.
104 gifts, that's fantastic.
104 gifts, you did it. All right, so we are well on our way to the 300 for today. I'm super, super pumped. Remember, all 104 of those gifts got an extra $200 because of the challenge. And so you are helping us maximize that $60,000 challenge so we can get every penny of that. And we want to thank you for your participation so far. Continue sharing, continue posting, continue tagging people that you know who love camp, so that we can get more of the message out there. We know folks are coming home from work or maybe moving to a new place in their house from being on Zoom meetings all day. And we hope that we're bringing some joy, some camp love into your home, and that you can watch this with your kids now that it's the end of the school day. And it's just bring some camp love back to camp love into your space. So we have two stories this hour. The first one is from my friend Catherine Fink. We love Catherine. She puts a lot of news out into the world in the North Carolina Synod, but she has a strong history and love of camp. And so let's hear Catherine's story now.
Hey y'all, my name is Catherine Fink. I am Director of Communications and Resources for the North Carolina Synod. Lutheridge is a special place to me. From having a grandfather who was on the planning team, to a dad who was one of the first summer campers, to my own vacationing and camping experiences there as a kid, and then my time as a counselor in the 80s where I met my husband. It's just always been a special place. One of the things I think that makes Lutheridge special is the way it gives us a place to practice. It helps us practice being in community. It helps us practice loving others as God loves us. And it helps us practice sharing our faith. I take those lessons of practicing into my daily life, continue to do that to this day, and then I look forward to times when I can go back to Lutheridge to be immersed in that practicing some more. I look forward to the time when I can go back again, and I look forward to seeing you there and we can practice together.
Hey, thanks so much, Catherine. It seemed like angels were there with
I
her
know,
while
it's
she was
so
talking.
pretty.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Catherine's right. The experience that guests and campers get here to learn practices of the faith are so important. But I tell you where I really see it really take hold is in our summer staff.
Yeah.
They learn about how important just the rhythms of our day are in our relationship with God and with one another and with God's creation. And they walk away with a newfound understanding of their daily life and their daily walk with Jesus and with each other. It's really awesome to see.
It is. And I want to share a separate little story that seeing Catherine made me think of. Catherine works with Michael and Danielle Denise in the North Carolina Synod office. And last year, little Moses, their son, got so excited about Day of Giving that he sent me a little message, all excited about camp, and he wanted to make a gift of his very own, and he's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 at the time, but totally warmed my heart. But I got a message, and I have permission from them to share this, but I got a message this week from them asking about family camp for this summer. And could they all, are we going to have family camp? Could they all come to family camp together? Because the kids love camp so much. And, very honestly, I messaged back and said, yes, so you're feeling safe enough to come to camp? And they said, oh, absolutely. Michael said, we came last year for one of the vacation packages and we felt so incredibly safe that we can't wait to be back this summer. And we had a long conversation about the things that, you know, Chandler's team and our operations team do to keep everybody safe at our sites. And so if you have questions about any of that, we're happy to answer those questions. We have resources. Chandler, why don't you tell them where those resources are?
Yeah, just go to novusway.org/summer2021. You'll see our most recent update that talks about masking at camp this summer. It talks about how we're going to group and gather people together. And it also gives you places to ask questions, people to reach out to ask questions about this. Because we feel it is incredibly important for you all to feel safe, to feel confident, to have your questions answered about what camp is going to look like and how we're going to keep things safe. You know, when we talk about staff learning practices, they learn practices of faith. They also learn practices of risk management and safety. And I would say those are practices of faith too, because it's something God calls us to do.
To care for each other. Yeah, and speaking of caring for each other, so this next story, the first time I heard Craig, who we're going to hear from now, share his story, it stopped me in my tracks because camp completely changed the trajectory of his life. And I had never heard it so profoundly, and he tells it best. So let's hear Craig Nealis' story.
Hey camp friends, this is Craig Nealis. I was on summer staff from 1989 to 92, and I think I did another summer around 97. And I just want to let you know my camp story, as far as my big camp story on how God really used camp and the people there to change my life. When I started in the summer of 89, I was just looking for something different to do in the summer. I'd never been to Lutheridge before. I was an engineering major at UT Knoxville, and anyway, I thought I heard about Lutheridge through my church and thought, yeah, I'll see about applying. And sure enough, I got a job there. And then during orientation, we could there was a paper to fill out to say whether or not we would want to work with campers with special needs. And I said, sure. You know, I didn't figure they'd give me that kind of placement my first week, but sure enough, that's what I had my very first week and my first summer at camp. And I just fell in love with those people, and it made such an impact on me. I eventually changed my major to special education. I met my wife, who is a speech language pathologist, met her through the special education department, and I've been teaching this for 26 years now. So hopefully I've been able to let God use me to touch some children along the way too. So camp is just such a special place to me. I can't begin to put it into words, and I know so many of you feel the same way I do. So I'm just so happy to have this chance to share my story, and I look forward to hearing about other people and how camp has touched their lives as well.
Hey, thanks so much, Craig. You know, Craig was the area director for our Summer Shine program my first summer on staff, and he was right, in summer of 1997. So it was great to see him. Looks like he is all ready for summer to be here quickly based on the surroundings that he was in. And Craig is also a volunteer with us today, calling folks, sharing camp stories, and connecting with others out there. Now I'm with another friend right now, Jen Bacher, our program director at Luther Rock, soon to be Deacon Jen Bacher.
Yeah, close.
Yeah, when we can have that ordination, after we can finally gather together some of God's people and do that ordination. So we're really excited and proud about that. So well done with that.
Thank you.
But I wanted to talk with Jen for just a little bit about what's going on at Luther Rock this summer. So Jen, what are you most excited about at Luther Rock for summer?
Well, there's a lot to be excited about. I think we're all just happy to have people coming to camp. But I think for me, having staff back at camp is the most exciting. This will actually really truly be my first summer as program director with a summer program, because I started at the beginning of last year, and then we ended up doing some different things last summer. So I'm excited to have my first real summer and kind of have my first real staff as a program director and start to build that family again out from the family that already exists from Luther Rock. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to that. And we're launching a new program that we're calling SALT, which is Servant Adventure Leadership Training. And so it's kind of a counselor and training type program. So that'll even be another way to bring some new young leaders in and get them kind of already ready to join into our staff family. So I'm
That's
really
really
excited
cool.
about it.
So if there are young people out there or parents that want their, I'm guessing, senior in high school?
So we're saying if you finished your 11th grade year,
Okay.
then you can apply for that following summer to be in the SALT program. So
Okay.
it kind of gives you 2 summer opportunities to be a SALT leader, and then if you're hooked and you love it, then you can come back and be a counselor on staff with us after that. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, more ways that we're spreading that leadership, which is such a focus for us. How would people find out more about SALT?
yeah, so there is a page on, I think you can go to novusway.org/SALT, and that's all you have to do is SALT. And there's kind of an info page there and some ways to contact me or get in touch with some other folks about that process. Because it is, you do need to apply to it. We're letting folks get through an application process and do an interview just to like kind of practice being going through that process and becoming a counselor. So yeah, you can go on novusway.org/SALT.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And hey, we've got, look at that. It's right there. So yeah, go there, check this out. Jen, thank you for starting that program.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. So one other question about Luther Rock. How are you feeling about health and safety at camp this summer?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were just talking about some of the family camp type vacation package programs, and we did those at Luther Rock 2 last year. And so we learned a lot that way about how to kind of use those cohort groups and keep folks safe within their groups. And we already kind of do that with cabin groups at Luther Rock. So I'm feeling really good about the way that we're going to be able to move campers around. You know, some of the more tricky things are like when we're a small enough camp usually per week that we can sometimes get everybody on camp together to do a worship service or play a huge game session or something like that. And so those are still kind of, we're figuring out what those are going to look like differently than they do in previous summers, but still be able to, do a lot of the normal things we do at camp just a little differently. And I enjoy the rain, but I'm praying that sometimes maybe it holds off on the rain so we can just spread out in the front lawn and have plenty of like really safe space to play outside.
Well, yeah, I mean, Luther Rock is all about outdoor adventure, and being outdoors is one of the best things we can be doing as we continue on through this pandemic. So Luther Rock is a place to be for all of that.
Yeah, we rarely really go inside very much at all at
That's
Luther
awesome.
Rock. So,
That's awesome.
so
That's what
we'll
we
have
should all be
plenty
doing.
of fresh air blowing through to keep us all safe.
Awesome. Well, hey, if you all want to find out what's going on at Luther Rock, go to lutherrock.org/summer-camp and learn about all the programs that are going on there. Find one that's just right for you. We've got lots of different ages, even that adult whitewater backpack program. That's really exciting. And Jen, thank you for your leadership at Luther Rock, and thanks for the creativity and the fresh new programming that you're bringing to there. I'm really excited for you all to get to spend the summer with Jen's leadership, her creativity, and the team that she's got there with her at Luther Rock. We're almost about to wrap up. I want to remind you, this is our Back to Camp Day of Giving. We got over that 100 gift goal for this past hour. Remember, we're shooting for 300 gifts before the end of the day, and all 300 of those we've matched with a $200 challenge match. So if you give $5, how much is that?
$205.
$205. I'm not going to trick you up with math like I did
I'm not
earlier.
very good at math.
Yeah, but so please do that, and also while you're at it, early bird registration goes on until the 15th. Go to our webpage, get registered for summer camp. Hopefully you'll see Jen there at Luther Rock, and we can't wait to see you all with us there at camp. Bye, all.